What do you think is about to happen?
I don't know. I mean, sometimes you guys are pretty brutal, so I'm just hoping to come out here still married. So, other than that, I don't care.
Do you think you're going to use your plead the fifth?
My plan is to not. I don't want to tap out. That's the plan.
All right, let's do it.
But I may tap out twice. I don't know.
Let's play Plead the Fifth with Orlando and the Freak Show on Wild 94.1. Hooked up by 1-800-ASK-GARY. Now, who's taking the stand?
Po Stiffy. Po Stiffy. We got Stiffy from the Nut House in here with us. Orlando is not here, so Meredith and I took it upon ourselves to find a volunteer. And Stiffy was nice enough to come, and he said he would come into the hot seat because he ain't scared.
No.
He ain't worried about it. We're actually on Instagram Live right now.
Yes.
At Orlando in the Freak Show. We're on live with the boy Stiffy. Stiffy, how you feeling today?
I'm good, man. Good morning. I think it's funny that you said volunteer. I think it's more of a victim. But, thank you.
I was trying to sweeten it up for you
thank you.
little bit. Thank you for waking up early and being here with us. I'm just going to go over the rules. I'm pretty sure you know them, but just in case. So we're each going to ask you a question. We're going to play a song, and then we're going to take 3 questions from the audience. They're going to call. They're going to text. You only have one chance to plead the fifth. Basically, it's your tap out. If you don't want to answer it for whatever reason, you could do it, but then you leave yourself wide open for all of the other questions. And at the end, you also get a boomerang. The boomerang is where you get to ask us one of the questions that you answered.
Sure.
You can't boomerang the tap out. Only question.
Okay.
Or only rule.
All right.
Okay. So like always, we go counterclockwise. So that would start with Buck Nasty, aka I am terrified of my wife too.
Whoa. No. Honey, no.
Can I just say something real quick? I feel like Buck has been waiting for this because Buck also comes in and films black or white with us.
Oh, my goodness.
So, we'll talk about Plead the Fifth or whatever. So I feel like he's been waiting for this.
I'll tell you this real quick about Buck. Buck usually comes in about 8 o'clock to set up the cameras and everything. It was like 7:30.
Yeah.
He came in just skipping. Oh, Stiffy today. We got some fresh meat. Yes. So you're 100% right.
He's been waiting for this.
Super excited. Buck, the floor is yours.
All right, Stiffy. I'm going straight to the bedroom with this question.
Hey, wasting no time.
What is something that an ex used to do in the bedroom that you really, really loved that your wife doesn't
Welcome
do?
to Plead the Fifth, Stiffy.
I don't know. I mean,
something.
how long do you have to answer these questions?
First thing that comes to mind.
Yeah. Nothing really. Nothing that there's nothing. I know you guys probably don't like that answer, but I don't know if there's really anything.
So wifey completes you?
Yeah.
We don't believe you.
Accept that?
We don't believe
You got to leave now.
Maybe. I think the only thing I would say is maybe. Maybe just a little bit more.
spontaneity.
Yeah. Being a little bit aggressive, a little bit more aggressive.
I love that.
Right? Maybe and then that would be it.
But it happens when you're in a long-term relationship. How long have you and your wife been married?
Oh, since 2010.
Okay.
So we're going on 12 years.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. And that
Kids
happens.
and all that. Okay.
Well, and that's the biggest thing is kids with Meredith. It's
Oh my
kids.
goodness.
It's like, when do you have time?
Okay.
So
It's hard to find time.
It is.
I should have also mentioned in the rules that if we don't like the answer, we just keep pressing.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. But I would say, to just kind of wrap that up, I would say, spontaneity.
Okay,
And
all
just
right.
a little
I think
aggressiveness.
that's a pretty common answer
Sure.
for a lot of people. All right, Meredith. And by the way, again, we're on Instagram Live at Orlando in the Freak Show on IG.
Okay, Stiffy. First of all, thanks for coming in. I
course.
appreciate it. It's nice to mix it up. Okay, so you've worked with Buckwheat for a really long time, right?
I knew there was going to be a
Yeah.
buckwheat
You know
question.
Okay. How long would you say you guys this isn't the question, but how long have you guys worked together and done a show together?
Oh, man, probably 10, 15.
Okay.
About 15 years.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
So I want to know what the biggest argument has been between you and him before? Whether it was about a conversation on air, a topic you guys wanted to talk about, getting in trouble about something you guys did, something that made you guys, listen, we've all worked together with somebody. Eventually you have arguments. What is that one argument where you can just immediately think of?
Buck and I used to get into it a lot about, this is an easy one,
Okay, all
about
right.
like him coming in late, because Buck likes to show up like right at 3 o'clock.
When Buck likes to show
right,
up.
or, when we did nights, Buck would show up at 7:10, ready to go for the first break, where I come in and I like to kind of plan. That's the difference between him and I. Like, I like to kind of set up, figure out what we're going to do, kind of game plan the show. Buck rolls in, just like put the mic on.
Wing it in.
Yeah. So that would be probably our biggest like throwdowns.
How did it end?
Just like men.
Yeah.
You argue, you say what you have to say, and then you
The next day you're fine?
then you're good.
Next 10 minutes.
and that was it.
Yeah. All right, Stiffy. So I had a question for you. I wrote it down on this paper. But you know what? I changed my mind. I'm going to steal a question. Like I said, we were plotting on you.
Yeah.
And I want to keep it Buck, too.
Okay.
So I want to know about when Buck and Kenzie had their thing going on. What was that like for you? Because I heard rumblings of there might have been fights and arguments between them.
A tussle.
Yeah. And also the fact that like her show and your show would almost like overlap.
Right.
So it would be a thing that they would see each other every single day.
Right.
At work, in the studio. What was there ever any friction? Was there any ever uncomfortable times when those two were together?
Actually, not at all.
Really?
Not at all. So Buck keeps a lot of stuff to his chest.
Mm-hmm.
Like he doesn't open up a lot about his personal life. Like I'll share everything with him, but he holds a lot in. So whenever they would be arguing or whatever, I wouldn't really hear about it. I would hear about it more from Kenzie.
Okay.
Because again, like you said, our shows kind of intertwine. So
This
I would,
mother.
I would hear more from her about him than him about her.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Stiffy. So you're halfway home, man.
I'm
How you
good.
feeling?
Yeah,
You're good.
you're good.
All right.
I thought this was gonna be hard.
Hey,
Oh,
that sounds like a challenge, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
888-429-0941 if you want to accept the challenge that Stiffy just laid out.
Stiffy, do you watch porn? And if you do, what category do you usually click to watch on or search to watch?
Come out guns blazing.
Yeah, I mean, I will, and I try to get my wife to watch it with me.
Oh!
So
Is she not into like?
No, I mean she will.
Okay.
Okay.
Spice things up.
She will.
Sounds like fun.
I don't know if.
Well, if
there's
you're by yourself, what
real
you looking
category.
for?
What's the go-to?
Yeah.
I mean, I just type in whatever.
What do
search,
you
and
type?
It's whatever pops in.
Latest?
No.
No, what's
Latest?
the free stuff?
Favorites?
Like, what's
Top
the free
rated?
stuff? Like Pornhub.
Staff
No,
choice?
not website. Like stepmom.
Yeah, milfy, lesbian.
Big booty black ladies. That's one of my favorites. That's one of my go-tos.
Honestly, it's like whatever's on the homepage. And
Oh, really?
I just scroll and it's like, oh, that little window looks good. Let's go with that. So
Okay, all right.
There's not really like a go-to search.
Okay.
A
Okay.
mixture, if you will.
Yeah.
Whatever's on the homepage that
That's
day.
it. That's it.
All right, maybe
Whatever looks exciting.
we have a phone call. Maybe Jeremy is calling back. Wild 94.1. Who's this?
It's Jeremy.
Jeremy,
Hey.
you're back. We missed you, bro. You ready for a question with Stiffy?
I am.
Okay, run it, man. The floor is yours.
All right, Stiff. I know this is a little different than being on the Nut House. So, if your wife gave you a hall pass to be with any celebrity for one night, who would it be?
Wow.
Ooh.
Great question, Jeremy. Hey, thanks for calling, bro. Appreciate you. Good
I-
question.
I'm a
Celebrity hall pass.
Thanks, Jeremy. I'm a big Gal Gadot fan.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like Gal Gadot.
Yeah. Wonder Woman.
That's Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Also, what's her name? She did.
Describe
She's
it.
blonde. She was in. She was Harvey Quinn.
Oh, that's Margot Robbie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's pretty hot,
She's
too.
a favorite of ours.
Yeah.
She gets
She
a lot
gets
of love
mentioned.
on the freak show.
Yeah, exactly.
She's pretty hot too. So can I get 2 passes?
Sure.
All right, I'll take both of them.
Okay, we're just handing out hall passes.
That's right.
Okay, all
We'll
right.
take both of those.
Last question for you on the text line.
This off the text?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
What is something you don't want your parents to find out that you've done before? Why did you do it? And will you ever eventually tell them?
No, I've pretty much told them everything.
Really?
You're that open with them?
Yeah, so I mean, as I've gotten older, my parents and I have become closer because they're always around with my grandkids and stuff like that. So, and as you get older, you have some drinks and stuff, and I'll just start telling them like, "Oh, you had no idea I would do this." And
Did
do
you like
this.
take their car or like stay out late?
No,
and...
the main thing I think that shocked them is I had a buddy that, and I'm probably everybody at some point did, but you had a buddy where you could go to that house in high school and you could pretty much get away with anything.
Yes.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where we all went, and that's where we partook in extracurricular activities of all kinds.
Yes.
And I would just rattle off the things that I saw there at that house. And they were just kind of in shock of like, what? I'm talking like drugs and all kinds of things.
What age are we talking, or what grade? More or less, like senior year.
I mean,
you thinking?
it started probably middle school.
Hey, we all need that friend.
I mean, like 8th grade, and then that's where the party house was.
Okay.
For a while. But I mean, we would see all kinds of things.
Yeah.
I honestly, I tell my wife and I tell my parents a lot of times too, is that I think it actually helped me because I saw some pretty hardcore stuff like going down in that house, and it made me not want to do that stuff.
Right.
Cause
Davi's the opposite. He saw it and wanted to partake in it.
No, like I mean, it was pretty hardcore stuff. and it was
gotcha.
like, man, I don't want to be that, so I'm gonna stick with these.
I'm gonna play baseball.
Yeah.
So that was it. But they were pretty shocked because I would go over there all the time, and they had no idea the things that were going on.
Scary to be
there.
a parent.
I got you.
Man.
All right, Stiffy, bro, you have navigated your way through all 6 questions. And now the last order of business is you have a boomerang. You get to ask us anything that was asked to you. You didn't even need to plead the fifth. So every question's on the table.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the coworker argument question.
Okay. What?
Well,
that was like, what was the biggest like argument that you guys got into that you asked for Buck and I?
Yes.
Yeah.
All
So
right,
I'm
biggest
gonna go with that
argument
one.
At work?
Yep.
I remember mine immediately.
Oh, not a good reaction from Buck.
Is there a lot to choose from?
Wait, so you guys all get to go home, and I have to be in the office,
Yeah,
like
that's true.
filing paperwork and
Right,
stuff. I
right.
see all the bosses
Yeah.
all day, every day.
I'm sure there was something maybe you did wrong or something you argued about.
I got in. Meredith was here for this one. One day, Orlando was out when Mark was still here, and I got in a big argument with Mark. I got really mad at him.
Yeah.
And I called him some really bad things, which I later even had to apologize. 'cause
You
I-
apologized the next day.
I felt bad, and so I'll paint you the picture. We posted throwback pictures of us as kids, and Mark's picture was him. He was like on like a potty. He was like potty trained.
Okay.
But in my mind, he looked a little too old
To be potty trained.
I mean, his feet were damn near touching the ground. And I let him have it.
We all did.
Oh, bro, it was a good, probably about 3 songs in a row. So a good, 10 minutes
Us
of
ripping
just
him.
ripping him. And then he took the picture down.
He got bad.
Which is
Yeah.
like the cardinal rule,
Yeah.
especially when we've been talking about it on air.
Because we want everybody to see
It
what we're
was
talking
great.
about.
It was
And
hilarious.
so Davi went off on him for deleting the photo for the audience and for content.
One of the big reasons, and it really did piss me off, but one of the reasons why it pissed me off a lot is I knew, and I told him this, that if Orlando was here that day, he wouldn't have
No
deleted
way.
it. We've all been
Yeah.
embarrassed.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've all had to just
Suck it
bite
up.
You have to
Yeah.
at a certain point, but he deleted the picture and it pissed me off so bad.
Boy,
Did y'all feel me though?
You got him hot.
Dude, they were cussing at each other. And I was like, oh, it's about to go down.
And by the way, that's my boy. I love Mark.
Yeah,
I
of
love
course.
Mark.
absolutely.
Of course.
So mine, I don't think it's that crazy, but one day I wanted to go get coffee in the break room, and I walked in there and there was no coffee, and I was a little I was a little upset, and I went looking for coffee.
Great.
I opened all the cabinets, and in anger, I may have opened all the cabinets with a little force, all the drawers with a little force, and I left everything open.
Yeah.
I kind of threw things that were in the drawers all over the floor, and I walked away.
Buck trashed the break
He
room.
trashed the
He's saying it nicely.
We were there. I seen it.
It was, bro, there was a company-wide email like 10 minutes later. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, there was.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Can you hit that buzzer for me? I didn't like that answer.
You didn't like that answer?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
You wasn't feeling
Yeah,
his answer?
buzzer. Yeah.
Oh, he wanted something more in
It
depth.
was supposed to be about a coworker,
true.
not a cabinet.
Well, I
that's
got
true.
into an argument with the director of operations for
There
the
you go.
building.
Okay,
There we go. There we go. There we go.
About my behavior, of which I denied, and then he pulled camera footage, and I had to eat my words.
Okay. I'll allow it.
There we go. There you go. Fist
It was
bump.
a bad day
That
for
was-
Buck Nasty.
yeah, it was.
We've accepted that
But it's
answer.
all good. It's all good.
All right, Meredith,
I'll
your
allow it.
worst one.
Okay, so I had to scroll through a couple because I've been in trouble several times in my radio career. But the biggest argument, like face to face, I've ever been in was my last PD in Jacksonville at Kiss FM. I was there. I was kind of new running the board for the morning show, and the morning show that was syndicated at the time was transitioning to the syndicated midday show. Well, there wasn't a bumper. If you don't know what a bumper is, it's like a separation, a sounder in between to let you know that morning show is done and something else is coming up. Anyway, he didn't schedule it that day. He came in there screaming at me like an inch away from my face because I didn't schedule that transition. And I mean, to the point where there was spit on my face from him. He picked up sheets, he threw them at me at my face, and then I started screaming at him, and then there you go. And I kept my job. I don't know how, but
Wow.
And that's why we don't let Meredith run the board.
So as we've wrapped up Plead the Fifth, I know you can't see Buck because he's behind the camera, but dude, I thought this was going to be hard. I thought they call it the hot seat. It wasn't hot. It wasn't even lukewarm. No, I'm just kidding. That was fun. There were some good questions asked, but I would be more than happy to come back and do Plead the Fifth again for some tougher questions.